Yes, we are behind schedule. We are here to do the update for the Twin Flame Collective. I had to restart it. So I'm hoping the audio is working. Excuse me for doing my hair. It's very impolite of me. I'm usually a bit more prepared, but we do have quite a heavy schedule today at YILDIZ Readings 5D. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a Twin Flame. I'm a Twin Flame coach. I'm a Twin Flame who's in union, and we are about to launch some new content coming in 2022 and beyond, which will have information videos relating to your path, your awakening. I do host webinars and education content as well as subscriptions on the website. So if you haven't jumped on, go through and have a look. Much better. Sounds like the dolphin screaming. It was sitting on top of another laptop, so it needed to aerate. They don't make them like they used to. Anywho, so we also do have the Members Hub here at YILDIZ Readings 5D on YouTube. So if you want to jump in, have a look at the video. There's an intro video that does explain what the tier levels are. We are tweaking it a little bit and adding additional content because the information videos that are going to be coming for the Twin Flame path are going to take a little bit of time. So in the interim, we're going to be doing energy updates in the top tier level. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it, especially if we want to cram super chats in. If you did get the community tab that stated they're $11, they have increased. I do need to go back and update 375 automations, which is going to be a little bit time consuming, and we're still in Mercury shadow. So after this session, if you want to stick around and you want to super chat, they are going to be at $20. I also have an additional Monday session. If you're wanting to have it, jump onto the website and go onto the booking page, and it's by anyone who purchases it, they get to be in that super chat, and it is going to be a private super chat. So if there's something really private and you can't afford a full-blown one-on-one consultation, it's $20 and we can have a private session there. So go through and look at the booking page. Okay, lots of changes happening. I had a brief chat to Google this morning, as she's one of my moderators on the channel. Very, very blessed to have her. And those of you that help, I deeply appreciate it. We do have this week a shift happening, and it is because we are moving into the full moon in Sagittarius shortly. And it makes sense to me because spiritually, when we do look at these readings, the more evolved you get, it's very important to look at the masculine, the feminine, and the karmic energy as in an energy, not just people, places, and things, okay? So the further into the development you get, which is why we do the coaching inside the membership, as well as on the website to help you look at the mirror work so that you can reach your personal union as well as the union within the connection. There is a lot of changes, and even for twin flames that are in union, they're having changes going on as well, especially because we do have one twin flame in the house. That is Elizabeth. Big shout out to you, love. I've almost got the technology and we can do that webinar that does talk about the twin flame path if you're still interested. So we have this ruin cast, and it is coming up at the moment where we do have these changes between the connection. And since the eclipses, we also have some other energies playing out this month, which is all to do with spirituality. The connection to this ruin is, you're probably going to hate me. Hi, Hayley. Is the hero's journey. Now, I want to briefly have a very quick chat to you guys and ask, A, who knows anything to do with the hero's journey, which I will make videos based on it, and B, how does that statement make you feel when you hear it? Because it's quite key to where you are on the path. And, you know, sometimes we can go down a rabbit hole. How do we feel towards the hero's journey when it links to either us or the divine masculine? Okay. So have a quick chat. I want to see some comments and tell me how you feel when you hear, oh, Lord, the hero's journey. Is that where the masculines are at? Well, no, it's actually both of you. But anyway, we'll find out. What does it connect to? Raven, any comments? No comments? Earth, if you watch this video later, go through and look at the comments because you can have a little bit more in depth. Sometimes you might find that a person that is in the community that hasn't experienced in the twin flame path may have some really useful content and information and feedback. I believe the hero's journey stuff, but I feel like I have fallen off mine and I am really lost. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the feminine. You have masculine and feminine inside of you. At the moment, the masculine energy you can look at, we will look at from a person's point of view, but in the yin and yang on the journey, we also need to simultaneously look at it, hi Michelle, as in your own energy within your career field. So it can be your purpose, your drive, your healthy boundaries, what you're deeply struggling with, because it'll come up in the yin yang between the joint connection. Masculine's energy via the cards and via their astrology at the moment, which I thought it was very funny when I saw this room, because I've been where you guys have been, and we still continue to ascend and learn and grow. So the hero's journey, for most of us in the spiritual community on a twin flame path, when we hear it, we're kind of thinking, oh, Lord, you know, here we go again, because it is a process. And usually we do go through a dark night of the soul. We have ascension. We go into run a chaser mode, but it's a process. Scorpio also does link to this. Mars and Jupiter also are in Aries, which again is the descension and the ascension of the inner masculine, okay? Within their lives, half of the struggle is, it's a little bit like a soul walk-in. It's almost where you've physically gone through the 12th house psychologically, and you could be very projectile. No, this is the way life is. It's very boxed. Simultaneously having this deep knowing, almost like the Fool card in Tarot, that you're taking this deeply forward. So, you know, I actually said to Twin last night, and he kept saying to me, you're not saying it right, YILDIZ. It's Fool. And I was saying Fool card and Tarot. And he goes, no, that's not how you say it. So I said that my twin reminded me of that in the Tarot. And usually what you find in your twin flame path is, you'll have some things that you're really kind of looking at them and you're resenting them for being, or you know, you look at them and you think, gee, you're amazing. I wish I could be like that. And the one thing for me, and you guys can answer that, is for me personally, I noticed there was intrigue at the fact that when I was younger, I was very muted. I didn't have any healthy boundaries. I believed I had to give. I could never receive. The masculines are going through an aspect of that at the moment. And because we are having a full moon in Sagittarius, both parties of feminine and masculine are facing their prejudices to do with values, religions, conditioning, and having the fact that later on in the month, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer. We currently have Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. So we do have this perspective this month that we potentially could manipulate. And it won't be that we're doing it intentionally. If we fall into a karmic frequency because we're embodying an experience, yes, we can be karmic in nature, but it also is a lesson, and we are human and we're trying to learn through these experiences. So deep emotions can come up. We can have intimate wounds if something happened to us when we were younger. We can have subjects to do with, you know, family coming up, conditioning. This is what families are. This is what it looks like. What role do I take in my life? Which is unique that as we had Mercury move direct, we actually had Saturn go retrograde. And Saturn has to do with groups. Now, it can come through in two ways, groups or packs, especially with Lilith in Cancer. We're having to face our beliefs and our conditioning, and we can go into abandonment wounds at the moment. So it's really important to pay attention to the inner emotions that do come up within you, but also you can have psychic attacks due to the fact Neptune went into shadow. Now, Neptune is 12th house. We can get psychic attacks, but it's also for the divine feminine about learning how to control your third eye, which again is more content I'm going to be doing. So yes, good time to clear those houses, good time to go on a detox, you know, having a lot more fluid. If you do have habits, for instance, this can be a time where if you were using something to calm yourself down, i.e. a bit of a drink, that can be problematic during these transits because you will tend to get more nightmares, psychic attacks. You know, have you ever noticed when you're having a really crappy day, you stub your toe, something, and you're telling yourself in a very psychological way, oh God, here we go, you know, I'm going to have a bad day. It is honey to the bee, and Neptune going into shadow by the 28th is going to be bringing some hidden things to the surface, both within ourselves and within the joint connection. That part we do need to be cautious of. Be careful what you look for. The first thing I heard before I came live, I had this really aching pain coming through in my left ear, which I've got to remember what side's masculine, what side's feminine. If you know, feel free to write in the chat. It's been a while. What you'll find is, and my download was, somebody is talking quite spitefully of you at the moment. And again, just block it out, breathe in, breathe out. That's about them. That's not about you, and try to not personalize it. Okay, so what we have here is the hero's journey. It is Raven, okay? Raven, Earth, Odin, which is Saturn. We can look at it as Saturn, as well as our spiritual beliefs of God, Source, Allah, whatever you call it, whatever you believe in. It's Sagittarius coming up. We have to be careful about projecting our beliefs onto other people. You know, if you truly believe what you believe, you don't need to project, right? Left is feminine. Yeah, but it kind of swaps, because what side of the body it is, when it comes up in an ascension, it actually does the polar opposite and they swap. So I'll have to do the video based on it. So there is the masculine and the feminine, but when it comes up in energy on a side of your body, it's actually the polar opposite. It can be that it's an overactive of one and an underactive of the other. So if left is feminine, it means you need to balance your masculine energy out, which theoretically it does make sense. Okay, so we're in our fields. Okay, ancestor spirit. This is so resonating. Own identity. The way I described it was, this could be an opportunity for us to do a bit of shadow work. It's not going to be very long. You won't have enough time for it. And it's also going to be an opportunity to picture why we are afraid, why we are feeling abandoned, why we are, and for obvious reasons, but let's move beyond that, because it always goes deeper than it. The way I described it is becoming like a Buddhist monk and feeling comfortable in a storm. Does the storm define us? Are we more than just the storm? Are we more than just the belief systems? And away from those things, who is our identity and what is coming up? Could it be that you're feeling you're needing to do something or wanting to do something? Yes, it can be connected to your twin flame path, but it's also at a very spiritual, personal level within masculine and feminine. We are needing to feed that. We're fearing maybe making some changes, or we're having an attachment. And there's something very different between having an expectation and having a benchmark. Okay, an expectation is great, but it doesn't necessarily mean that a person is going to be able to do that for you. And that's the difference. You can still have a benchmark, but you would then need to follow through if that person wasn't able to adhere to those things. And it doesn't mean that you're not loved. It just means maybe that person can't do that at this point in time, or point blank zero. That doesn't mean ascension's not happening in movement. Okay, the ties that bind but do not restrict, breaking codependency. Okay, Homeland. Now, the funny thing was, when this rune cast came out, it flipped about. So there's changes happening within connections, changes happening within home environments. Some of you might be leaving jobs. Some of you might be hearing from your twin. Situations to do with mother, children, karmic families, you know, how they're entwining, beliefs to do with things that potentially is bringing up in that. Homeland, ancestry, property, family, home, inheritances, ancestor spirits, sacred enclosure, universal truth, degeneration and ruthlessness. Yes, from a karmic polarity, I'd say, because it's flipping around, there can be things for the karmics that are coming up. Okay, birthrights that connects us not just to family, clan, tribe, race, but a whole of humanity. And we can see back from 2019 and 2020, I believe, we had the North Node in Gemini and we had the South Node in Sagittarius. So we had a lot to do with religion that was coming up in the media, culture, spiritual beliefs. And it was heightening these areas inside of us and as ascended energies that we're going through. That is part of our processes too. We tend to be the black sheep in the family, and we're healing those things. The prejudice can be, pushed towards us and also come up in the groups that we are mixing with. What else does it say before I jump into cards? Honoring the fundamental truth. Basically, it's saying not to be, not to get too fixated, okay? Because you don't need to be blood to be family. You've also got spiritual energies. We're doing the best we can, but we could be having challenges in those areas, both emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And we're trying to correct these things. Now, within the connection at the moment, we do have the world, okay? So there's big changes, big changes. And this is going to continue, but it is going to move very quickly. Now, from what I'm seeing is Mercury is direct from the 3rd. It's still in shadow, so we're still having Mercury-related issues. The fact that it's in the energy of Taurus, which I've got to go back and check if it's shifted. Pretty sure it's by the 14th. Mercury, regardless, we're taking 2 signatures on. It's heart chakra, it's throat chakra, but it's also the movement, getting things done. You're going to find things are going to pick up, but I do feel, because this is coming up in the joint connection, there can be communication, information, stalking, especially with Neptune retrograde. There is something in the mix that both parties are healing. That can be during the separation as well as communication coming in. For some of you, it can be that your twin is coming towards you to actually clarify some things. This can be a conversation. This could be an apology. It may be to reconnect and to heal and to actually invest inside the connection. Now, the funny thing is at the moment, there is particularly, we're looking at our identity, being that we do have both Jupiter and Mars in the 1st house. You might find that you're pushing back. You might find that, sometimes we believe we're creating a healthy boundary, but it's fear-based frequency. And you just really got to come to a space where you have confidence that you will do what is right for you. And these changes are happening. Could we be in ego? Yes, we could. We do need to be careful of it. If you guys are experiencing headaches, you can do the tapping. But I do feel at the moment, if you're concentrating on it too much, you might need to have a mini break and shift the energy onto what other areas of your life that are bugging you. I feel you're going to cast a critical eye on this, and I feel you're open to seeing it. I feel both parties are kind of thinking, okay, what are we fighting for? Are we fighting for this connection? Are we working together? We do have what we're moving away from, all these changes we've gone through, especially, say, in Divine Feminine's life. If you guys have been in this emotion where you felt you've had a lot of hell that you've gone through in the last 5 months, your emotions aren't going to be assessing the situation with your twin quite correctly. They're going to come up more so emotional because you're fatigued. So from a rational, spiritual point of view, what I'm saying psychically is these changes have really taken a toll on both parties here in the mix. Both of you do want communication. Both of you do want solid movement. But there is an emotional level. We do need to be ready for that, okay? So I think it's almost like some of this conflict is going to move to the past. Some of these things we're correcting in our lives on both sides of the fence for this union to occur are shifting about. But we may potentially be really casting a critical eye on what we need to shift in our life and if it could even, kind of merge those 2 worlds. I do feel this conflict to a degree is going to calm down, but in the heart, there's something that is saying to both parties. Masculine's being quite critical of themselves at the moment. And I do feel that they're actually looking at the connections that they had previously, and there is a lot of guilt. I'm hearing the term sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And the thing I'm hearing is they say bad enough things to themselves. They don't need help. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. This card is to do with infidelities, cheating, maybe making choices that have affected their path moving forward, particularly karmic partners that they had connections with, or it could be a tribe-related dynamic. So this betrayal energy that was coming up this month, I feel, was more to do with the fact that we were really in a shadow phase looking at where we were cheating ourselves out of happiness, and we had a direct, very fixed tunnel vision belief, and something inside of that is shifting. We're going to pull a clarifier on this and see what it is. Okay, so in the heart feminines, I feel some of you are really frightened. You're frightened you're going to get done over. I wouldn't say put it to the point where we did previously, where we really had an individual in the twin flame path on a pedestal and then pulled it down and moved it to equal and then shoved ourselves back up there again. That's still creating an imbalance. There's something of a lesson in this situation. Your question is, and your attachment at the moment is, has this person changed? And if you do have your whole dynamic kind of balanced out on your side of the fence, if they haven't, you just won't give, okay? So it doesn't mean to say that there won't be movement and change, but at the moment where you stand moving into next week is pretty much feeling that your concern is, you know, have you learned enough? Are you ready? But also, are they going to be open to love? Because there is this feeling that old patterns are coming back, but you've got to remember these are coming up only simply for us both on both sides of the fence to resolve an internal problem. And it is to do with emotions. It doesn't have to be that the 3D circumstances occurring. Okay, this is the download I'm getting. For some, they could be looking at DNA. Okay, for some, they can be looking at how this is affecting their finances. Again, with the moon in Cancer coming, yes, these subjects can come up. That is towards the end of the month. But yet again, we're going to pick up both polarities. We're going to pick up both Sagittarius, which is Jupiter in nature, and we're going to be picking up on Cancer. The other thing is this year we do have Juno retrograding in Pisces. So as Neptune goes retrograde, some of those themes may come up for you of the spiritual test within the joint connection, which I do have a webinar. Okay, so energy coming up. Intuitively, I feel there's been a lot of ascension. I feel some of you are picking up intuitively on it. For those of you that are further down in the path, I think you're going to be able to decipher these codes. You know, you might need a bit of coaching, but I feel spiritually you could be picking up on something intuitively. This could be taking you backwards a little bit psychologically to test, okay? But I feel intuitively you feel this natural shift. I also feel inside yourself, you guys, probably those that are in union, are feeling a lot different to the perspective than others maybe that have communication or no contact. I do feel psychically, though, there is an activation coming up in Divine Feminine, and they're picking up on some of the ascension of masculine as well as any external energies. And this is a very important time to actually clear your homes, really be focused on something that is very, you know, if you're getting a lot of psychic attacks, really find purpose. That's going to block that out so that those symptoms aren't going to be as hard. Okay, some of you I do feel, oh, okay, what's this to do with? Okay, I feel there's going to be a judgment. I do feel like both of you are in realization that a judgment needs to be made, but also that this conflict, the things that you've gone through haven't just been a 3D thing, but they also have been an internal situation. So as much as, yes, we have had trials and tribulations on the path and a lot of healing, I do feel with the 5 of Wands at the foundation, some of you could be in awareness that maybe something your twin is going through is quite tumultuous. You also spiritually have actually gone through it simultaneously, and it has affected your life. So what I'm saying, you're aware of where those areas are. You're aware of what you've been through. Okay, busyness. I'm sensing a lot of busyness. I'm sensing shadow energies and karmic energies coming out of the woodworks. And it's funny because I don't think it's going anywhere. We have the marriage card in reverse. There could be a particular dynamic where individuals are insecure and jealous towards you. This can also be friendship groups, okay? So, look, I'm not saying don't have friends. I would definitely, you know, I know through a spiritual process we do get to a point we actually close a lot of people out of our lives. But I would say, yeah, me too. I got North Node and Scorpio. I would say, you know, there are these ending chapters, and what we're going through at the moment is setting us up for the next 15 years. So you guys are here on the planet for a reason. It's not for no reason. The things you go through are going to aid you in your path forward. So don't think that everything is for nothing, okay, because it is going to be for a purpose. Okay, okay, who is this? What side of the fence is this coming from? There's something... Who is this? Is this the feminine or the masculine? Okay, attachments are coming up here in the connection. I'm going to come back to this, but I would say there is, okay, divine masculine is putting pressure on themselves because they know they need to complete a cycle. There's something coming up. They know they need to address it. They're trying to look at it. They internally also, they're in the 3D and they're in the 4D at the moment simultaneously. Now, the reason I'm saying 4D isn't because they're being dark, it's because they're doing shadow work. So they are getting to that space where they're actually starting to balance the masculine and the feminine. But what is adding pressure on them is feeling that that process is taking too long. And I feel, you know, whatever this complication is, it could be for some that a relative had passed over. It might be that there is a job that they're leaving or something that they're needing to close out. There also could be, like I said, I'm seeing the student card here. This could be in relation to family and children, or maybe even a marriage, you know, separation that's coming up. So this ending, yes, they know that this has to happen, right? But spiritually, because of where you are, you might be feeling as though if you have to go and do something, that somehow you've left a soldier behind. And I think that you know, it's saying, calm down, it's okay. Like the connection is still there between you guys. You're not going to lose this connection just because you choose to have a purpose or choose to do something. What side? Oh, I already said the masculine was on the left, so we're going with that. Okay, there is Pluto energy coming through here for divine masculine. And I think there were things that they didn't see that did come out of left field. That this is going to come to an end because they are in the Ten of Swords. So conflict-wise, I would say this person is working extremely hard in life. Hi, Stefan. How you doing? I'll have to add you into my webinar as well, seeing as you're in union too. How you doing? You okay? Apologies if I'm interrupting the room. So what I'm saying is for the masculine inside of themselves, there is fatigue, there's emotions coming up, something is closing out, and it's deeply purgatory. They are functioning. Now, what that was looking like in this last week, moving up to, because this reading is what we're moving into for the following week. So if you're jumping on this midweek, we are doing this as volume 3. So this is, you know, moving in towards the moon stages, right? They're coming out of hermit mode. I feel they needed to, during the transits, take a moment. So I did say it would be quiet for a minute. And then as they were gearing up, ready to have this movement, there would be this shift. And I feel this shift that's coming is they're moving into magician energy. So this is the hero's journey. This is, okay, I'm taking my power back. I'm getting life changing and things are shifting. This is by the moon. And this is what I said. So I didn't even check these cards. I pulled them and this is what it is. So I did mention the hero's journey was linking to both the Scorpio transit and ascension, Jupiter and Mars in Aries, as well as the full moon in Sagittarius. Now, it is relating to the previous eclipse where they were stuck in the South Node. And that was very difficult for masculines because it was like they were imprisoned in a situation, stuck, so they could actually purge that belief. And I think this is closing that. So do I think it's positive that they are coming up as the Ten of Swords? Yes, I do. Okay, this is where they're actually going to have that Jupiter energy moving forward, and I feel they're going to come in. They're being very selective about what they're giving and who they're giving it to. What they won't deal with, which I did want you guys at the very beginning of the month as well as on the website, is you don't need to push. And if you do, Jupiter in Aries, Mars in Aries will push back and say, calm down, it's okay. Because whatever this is that we don't know about, we don't need to own it as a job. It is something that they're physically closing out, and it won't help the situation. But I do feel this pushback relating to karmics. They're very ready. Okay, do they know what they're dealing with? Yes, and they don't trust it, and that's why they're saying, calm down, I'm actually addressing it. I know what these situations are. I know how to handle these individuals. So trust me, I'm actually dealing with it. Now, feminine, you guys are coming up. Disbelieving due to Mercury that was in retrograde, feeling fatigued, a lot of headaches, disillusioned. You're like, you know, and this spiritually can be your emotions, okay? So for those of you, for instance, that are in union, you're a bit 3D at the moment. You're in the masculine energy. Others of you, it can be you're just in this kind of fog at the moment. You're like, okay, do I stay? Do I go? This can be aggression coming up. And some of us have exhibited that. I've had a lot of coaching sessions over the last few weeks. And with Jupiter at the moment in Aries and Chiron in Aries and Mars in Aries, inside the feminine and the masculine, it's to do with wounds, right? It's almost pushing you into assimilation. It's bringing things up that you didn't over there, Neptune in Pisces, and you're having to face those shadows. Now, yes, we can have meditation that can help that. We can do inner child. Again, your star signs on the website describe how your ascension is going to go each week. I feel that, again, spiritual values and old traditions are coming back. And I feel that if you've been repeating a cycle, you could feel you're going a bit crazy. You're thinking that, you know, some of you could be doing shadow work. Did I leave the right person? Did I do the right thing? Am I going to be okay? But again, you could be thinking back to what you thought the connection was going to be and where it stands. But I do feel there is connection coming in, and it is coming from the past. If you did have contact with this individual and you were in separation, you're going to hear from them again. I did say you'd hear from them briefly, or you'd see them on media. You get the 5D, it's coming into 3D. This is direct communication coming in. This is to do with the judgment. I do feel some of you may be super surprised about the fact that some of the information that does come in, number one, and the other I can say is how you feel about it now. And I've always said this. When I went through separation, do we go through ego? Yes, we do. Okay, we're human. We're going through a spiritual healing. There was a time I presumed I would be fine and very indifferent, and then I had to be honest with myself. Unless that person turns up in front of me, I will judge that circumstance when that happens. Do I know what this individual is going through? No. Do I believe they can do it? Well, if I can do it, they can do it. Okay, so I would not tell myself any falsities anymore. There are times where you can reach out, and there are times when they will. And at the moment, I feel they're in their Jupiter energy. You are coming through quite traditional feminine this week, okay? Some of you are feeling a little bit lost, bored, stagnant, and protective. Am I correct? You got the boredom card at the foundation, which means we need purpose. With it, yes. But if we had a focus, I'm telling you, as soon as you shift your focus onto something else, you get ascension, okay? You need to breathe it out. You need to control the third eye. Can't wait to do this education content. Once you can maintain that, you'll get the ascension coming in and you'll get their panic. As soon as you shift your perspective into something which is filling your cup, you're actually going to learn to prevent these ascensions from coming in, but you're going to be more open to it, and it's actually going to move the connection, and that's the key. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 more cards and I'll go into your super chat. What do I see here? I do see that feminine is dissolution. You're a bit afraid, and I understand. Love you to bits. Totally get it. I've been where you've been. Have the confidence in yourself. There are some things in your life at the moment that need addressing. It's okay to create healthy boundaries, but generally it's a statement piece and you have to follow through. You know, regardless of whether you're in the union, not communication, this is the collective energy this week. I try to touch base on all of it because I coach all of you. I do see that this changes for divine feminine's purpose, okay? This can be creativity. Could you have anxiousness in feeling that you're starting a new path, and that means it's not with your twin? It actually is going to be with your twin, but the thing is you also can have light. You're allowed to have hope and dreams and aspirations, and it's about tuning into those areas. Some of you also at a very personal level, say if you did just recently go through a separation and you're dealing with the emotions associated to that, that in itself is your investment inside yourself, and don't think it's for nothing because there is a lot of breakthroughs this week. I see social energy coming in. I see some of you could be starting businesses. I see circumstances for those of you in communication or connection that is coming up with your twin that you're already well and truly aware of. It is being addressed. They may be a little bit quiet. They also may want intimacy, but I feel at the moment divine feminine might be in her feels at the moment and maybe not as tempted. The other thing I can say is karmic individuals will use that as a weapon. It doesn't mean to say that they're not passing that test. I do feel simultaneously divine masculines are very much aware of what these things are, especially from the card. So if they're dealing with a toxic situation, I feel they know where it's at. They also feel they've looked at it enough for that to be a revelation. So they know this person very, very well, or these individuals, whomever it is. I'll pull a chakra card overall for masculine for volume 3. Hi, Kerry. We're going to be in the members today. I'm going to do masculine, feminine, and karmic, but that's after I've done all my private sessions. So if you're up at midnight for half of you, depending on where you are, come on through. And we'll release those to the public on Monday, my Australian Monday, Greens Mention time. I will be live also tomorrow in the Members Hub if you want to come join us and hang out. Okay, wow, definitely. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know. You guys rock their boat. As far as they're concerned, they've got a deep passion and desire for you. They know they haven't talked to you. That's coming to an end, but they are taking responsibility. There is something to do with home, money, healthy boundaries, potentially a feminine. When I say feminine, a partnered energy, a family member, okay? But they're dealing with it. But their intention is to be with you. Now, it is making them anxious because they are quite burnt out. They're doing quite a lot in the 3D, and their mind is in two minds, but they're able to achieve both. So try and have faith in that process. But I do feel, okay, let's pull one for the karmic. Where's the karmic at in that connection? And you don't have to be in a connection to be having a karmic situation. They're not stupid, they know. They're like, yeah, no. Unhealthy boundaries. They're aware this person has unhealthy boundaries. It has been ongoing. They're closing it out. They're pausing, but they can bite. Let's leave it at that. Feminines, let's see overall for you. And then we'll get into any super chats that you guys want. Feel free to jump in and start chucking them up, because I do have under an hour and I have clients. So I apologise. I'll kind of keep it punchy. Inner child. Do you inner child feminines? Inner child and aggression. Ooh. You are getting sexy, though, I would say. You know? You're trying to look after your wealth. You're trying to look after your sacral chakra energy. You could be a bit more bold and assertive. There is a difference between being aggressive and saying, okay, then, not doing it today. But overall, there is, you know, some changes happening in that area. But I do feel you guys are going to get more energy. I do feel there could be the Kundalini activation happening in the weeks coming, especially as we're moving to the full moon in Sagittarius. Inner child, okay? Motivation, clarity, trying to get your creative juices rolling. You know, go for a walk, swing at the hips, try and drink some lemon juice, do some clearing relating to the inner child, especially if you're feeling very unconfident at the moment. It's perfectly normal. It's part of the astrology. We all feel that way. You're not alone. It will pass, but whatever shadow we're facing, it's going to mean that we're going to be more successful moving forward, feeling more confident, feeling more ourselves, and feeling more at home. But I do feel there can be lady luck coming your way. Certain zodiac signs are struggling at the moment. So, but I do see communication. So if you haven't had communication yet and you are no communication or minimal contact, you're going to have some things coming in. If they're triggering you, it's something in the inner child that needs addressing, and that's why it's occurring. Not because it's a reality, but because it's there to trigger you. Okay? I hope that helps. Hi, Lois. How you doing, sweet? Let's get the cards. Lois, what are we looking at? Twin? Me and twin. Hi, Hayley. Your energy is already interesting, Hayley. We're going to be punchy through these. Let's see what's coming up for Lois. Lois, your energy is going to pick up, doll. I'm seeing as though you're going to feel a bit more peppy. Let me put it that way. You're going to feel a bit more bounce in the step. Thanks, Giggle. It's going to feel as though you're going to have a bit more purpose. I think you have been a bit bored lately. It's like eat, pray, repeat. But I'm seeing someone coming to your house. Yes, this could be twin, but I do feel this. I'm seeing somebody coming up. Now, on the day this is happening, it does feel a bit cloudy. How's the weather over there? Because I can see some storms in the background. It feels a bit cloudy. Have you been having dreams to do with your twin coming in? Have you seen a dream and it looks like it's dark when this person's rolling in? Because I'm actually seeing a physical vision. It feels like summer storms, cloudy and rainy every day. Yeah, well, I'm seeing like a summer storm. So this is physically that. It could be coming very soon. I also feel other people are coming to your home. You could be getting information. Probably won't need to do the cards the way I'm going. But I'm seeing you standing on a veranda. Do you have a veranda? Feels like a deck, veranda. I'm seeing a drive. You also could be, no, they're coming to you. Whoever these people are, they're coming to you, but they've got information for you. Yeah, something's going to be told to you. I don't feel anything bad, okay? Like a veranda. It feels like a veranda, pergola, patio. It's like covered. It's up from the ground. It's out the front door. And I'm seeing an open space, maybe a driveway. Something's going down with the karmic relationship, okay? We've got maybe an affair. We've got a revelation. We've got a bit of a showdown in it. They're just having a revelation. I feel it's like, look, it's like it's happened to them, but it's also where they feel it's like this actually isn't going anywhere. I don't feel, I think you're going to pick up on it. I also feel when it does come to the people around you at the moment, you know, you might entertain people, but I don't feel you're super connected at the moment. I feel this week coming, you might be a little bit disconnected. I feel you're going to be fine. I just feel you could be in your thoughts quite a bit and really reflecting upon where to from here. But I do feel you're going to get some psychic downloads from this individual. And particularly, I feel you might be maybe backing off from other people. Not that you still may entertain it, but at the moment, I kind of feel you're backing off from that because you're preparing yourself internally, if that makes sense. Something's changing in it, though. I definitely see a change there. I also feel if somebody betrayed you that you had dated previously, that could also be showing up. Might surprise you. Hope that helped. Lois, I hope that helped. Haley, let's see what's going on with yours. Haley, are you a bit moody at the moment, Spoke? Your energy's not usually like that. I'm hearing a song in my head. I think it's from Coyote Ugly. One way or another. Meaty. Okay, so you got the Chariot. You're like, I just heard Coyote Ugly one way or another. It sounds sly. It's actually quite comical. You are quite comical. I love you to bits. You have the Chariot. It's almost like hit the road, Jack, or don't come back no more, no more. You're moody, okay? Yeah, rightfully so. But I don't know. I feel your twin is looking at you like you're quite sassy. It's like, oh, she got a bit of spark in her. Won't mess with her. Whew. What'd she say? You're like, listen, Linda. I've had enough. I'm stressed. I'm not putting up with drama. I know what my twin would say. Honey, is it that time of month? Oh, I hate it when he says that. He says it particularly just to irritate me. I wonder if he's watching today. He always says he's not. I know he bloody does. Hi. I told him I couldn't talk today because I was having anxiety. And he'd be like, what's going on there? He can be up in his feels to do with that. He's like, oh, shit, she kicked me to the door. Yeah, you're stressed, right? Okay, what is he thinking about this? It could be that he's thinking, you know, I'm not tagging it. These are my channel downloads. Don't be shooting the messenger here. Like PMS, okay? He's like, ooh. He's worried, but he's like, is she kind of backing off? Is there something wrong? Yeah, he's thinking you might be with somebody else. Take your energy back. But I told you, the astrology at the moment with them, it isn't actually personal. It's what's happening to them. It's happening for them, but it's happening to them. So the Hermit card and Tarot came up, and I did warn everyone, it's going to go quiet, but it's going to get louder. Oh, well, the spiritual energy is really coming through too. You can be. Go for gold. You've been there before, Haley. How did it make you feel? Only you can answer that inside your soul. That's to do with that twin flame path as well, you know. Another, you know, if you want somebody more present, invest in the present, you know. Yeah, just think back to where you were before and tune into what you think is best for you. Because I think when we look back and we have these connections, I think it's really important to actually tune in and say, okay, what, you know, if I was to move in another connection. Off the pot with him. Yeah, but then we have to say to ourselves, if I'm saying that to them, am I ready to do that? And that's what the conflict is. You know, because we go into the inner child, we go into the innocence, which is true because we have a need, which Sagittarius is bringing up. It's like, I have a need. And it's like, well, my car broke down, right? And you're like, no, but I have a need and that's my benchmark and that's fine, but where am I? You know, I'm in a karmic relationship and it's like, I have to sort that. So you're ready for a relationship and you can have a choice. But spiritually, if you're still going to think about him and you're going to go into a connection, it's sort of like, it is the inner child that is coming up. It doesn't mean you can't have a relationship. You can have a relationship. The emotions, the ascension and all of that will still come in with that other person. But there's no perfect. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because part of our awakening as twins can come through other people or our twin. More than likely in the coming weeks, many are going to have communication. So we do need to be prepared for that. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the energy that came through was sort of like, I'm gonna mess you up. I'm gonna mess you up. You're ascending. Okay, at the moment we're going through the soul walk-in of embodiment of divine masculine, which, you know, is unique, especially in the house of Aries. Disinterested because he's going inside himself to question his life. Char, how you doing, Dal? How have you been this week? I had a download to do with your chart. I think I mentioned it to Leo Nix. I said, I've got to talk to Char. I had another dream and you had cut your hair and done your makeup and I thought, is she still doing it? Is that what my guides are showing me? What's happening? Okay, Char. You've been getting a bit more bolder. Where is this coming from, woman? You have a very different vibration coming through in your aura, and it's very different. How do I explain it? It's not your vibe. Well, it is. It's the new verb. It's the new vibe of your vibration, but I haven't experienced this channeling you before. I got back from vacation. Have you found that you are more assertive? Because this is a very strong energy chart. I mean, I haven't, when I channel you, your energy's not like this. Something shifted in you, doll. The new me. Oh, yeah, no joke. Like literally, you are a very different person. When I channel your energy, you're ready. I would not be surprised. It's like, okay, in layman's terms in humanity, we call it cocky, but it's not coming through as cocky. It's bold. It's very like, I would call you if I want to. That's where you're at. That's why I'm saying, wow, Char, what is this? What happened? You woke up to something. You're like, okay. You're balancing. I call it the Medusa energy and the Venus energy because we have both. You know, if we were to look at Lilith energy, I'm pretty sure Madonna has Lilith and Pisces. I'll have to check that. Been seeing a lot of her in the media lately because Neptune's going retrograde. She utilizes her Neptune very well. I knew she was going to be in the media. You're like, look, if I need to call you, I will. What are you going to do about it? You just had this sudden revelation. You're just very different. You've realized that you're loving yourself. You're connecting in with your life. You're feeling funky, and not funky in a, oh, I feel funky. You feel funky. Like if I don't even think it's aggressive. It just point blank zero is different. I can't wait to chat with you. This is going to be funny. Okay, what deck should I get? Okay, what is the outcome of the astrologer? Bear with me. Apologies. Thanks for the ride, Char. Yeah, you could have movement by the new moon in Cancer. Look, I don't know why this came through. Something to do with your house is changing. You're determined you're going to be happy. You don't care how it happens. You don't care if you turn a bag upside down, inside out. You're going to have your happiness. I also feel you're going to feel a vibe of more certainty. It's just going to come out of nowhere. You're just like, no, I know I'm going to get everything I want. I don't care. I know I am. I know it's inevitable. But there's something in your house changing. I see either decorating, changing it, or moving, but I just see this confidence is really going to attract this person in. I do feel you may have multiple offers, but I can't wait to see your new look, lady. Didn't we mention this last week? I said, come on, whoever you are, let's post Mercury direct, send some photos, and then we'll share it in the community and see how we change. You know, we should have the before shot and the after shot. If you saw it, just go back and look at my other videos. No makeup, drag through the bush backwards. That was the before. This is the midpoint. I hope that helped you. I do feel that if you have uploaded photos, I do feel somebody has seen it. I feel you're pretty protected at the moment. You're going to move into a happier time. I feel this can be anticipation of new things coming in too. We're on to the next person. So I hope that helps, sweet. Who's the next person? We had Dawn. Oh, shh. No music. Dawn, whenever Dawn's in the house, I get, see, I already had it. I already had the music with Hayley. I've got to hurry up because I'm meeting with a client soon. So you better get your super chats in now because we've got 15. That's it. Let's Speedo Gonzalez through this. No music. Yeah, it's been quiet. But I did have the music coming in as soon as I was channeling Hayley. Okay. Dawn, where are you going? You might have to go somewhere. You could be looking at your website. I don't know. Your twin's energy is really different. I feel you taking an attitude of no toots to give. I don't feel you are as low as you were a couple of weeks ago. Does that make sense? Feels bad between, yeah, you're just like, look, I just leave that person to do what they need, you know, because I'm not, you know, I'm not doing that. Eagle medicine. Okay. Dawn, are you having psychic downloads, love? Because I feel you're trying to look at the bigger picture of your life. Have you thought about leaving the house again? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be a runner. I'm gonna Speedy Gonzalez out of here, and I'm not gonna be here no more. Yeah, you're looking at your options. You're looking at your options and actually deciding what you're going to do with that. I do think that you're juggling 2 jobs at the moment is a little bit challenging, but you're going to get a lot done this month. And I do feel you're going to be pretty, I'm actually seeing a group of people coming to your home. And I feel, you know, if this comes in and they're just turning up unannounced, I feel it's actually going to go in your favor. Okay, how do I explain it? I do feel this is of the evening. This could be a dinner party. It might be like a grill. Why am I saying whose birthday party? Whose birthday party's coming up, John? He says, I'm the problem. Our connection feels lost. You're single. You ain't the problem. He wishes you the problem. It will be more of a problem if you were partnered. I think as feminines or masculines, whoever is dealing with a relationship, we've got to remember of projection. And so it's only going to affect us if we don't do the eagle medicine. Okay, the projection is the reflection. It's not about you. But if it triggers you, it means you're having an inner child moment and feeling that that's true. And how are you the problem? You know, you're not really the problem. He currently is in a connection. You have freedom. You have creativity. You are working on your spirituality. And Sometimes we have attachments towards twin flames, friends, soulmates, bosses, due to it feels safe to stay the same, and you've changed. So it's pushing him to change because he has been repeating the fact that he feels it's not happy. Right. Let's pull a card for him. It's not you. You're problem. And you can just say, hi, Eddie. You can just say, you know, well, if I'm a problem, you know, you don't have to talk to me. Well, he straight up says, you can be cold too, Dawn. Just don't answer the phone. Say, okay, then I'm sorry I offended you. He's having conflict with his partnership, okay? He believes he's being rational, but it's projectile. It's not. If you went to a counselor or a coach and they assess the dynamic, yeah, could we look at our own personal behavior? 100%. But separately, when you know deep down, he can say all he wants. It's like your twin can say, well, love interest, take the tag away. I actually can't have a relationship with you. I don't really feel anything, you know? And then you can look at it and go, well, hang on a minute. Why do you keep coming over? Why do you keep talking to me? So you've got to disprove the proved. Because in your mind, you believe that's so. You've had evidence that isn't. He has stated to you he doesn't want to lose you. You know, you're his one constant. That's his truth. When we get a lie, you need to back it up also with the truth. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the moment, yes, emotionally, you could be like, this is really sodding me off. When's this person going to ascend? How do I look at this? I need to take the deeper perspective. This person's acting like it's all great, but they're treating me like they're juggling. You're the second wife. Don't be the second wife. Take your basket and fill your cups into your business, your process, and join your friendship groups. And while they're in the witch's cauldron with the pretend happy relationship, they will rise above the truth and see it. Okay? Who do we have next? Kerry? Yeah, we can close the super chat now, Giggle, because I don't have long and I'll have to prepare for my clients, clear my energy. If you guys need a private booking, you can go to the website. We also, on a budget, do have the star sign and the twin flame subscriptions. That's very separate to YouTube. And it gives you monthly updates. It gives you your ascension process, what chakra is going to be affected, diet, health, meditations to do, the mirror work. Kerry. Okay, you're a bit panicky. You're like, am I doing the wrong thing? Have I done the right thing? Do I need to do the right thing? Kerry, calm the noise. What noise? Okay, you're thinking too much. That's okay, Dawn. Love you, lady. It's going to be fine. And plus, I know your twins are Sagittarius, so be patient with this person. They've got Jupiter and Aries all up in their grills. They're going to be snappy as heck. And also, because they're Sagittarius, they can be accident prone. We're moving into the full moon. You just got to be patient with them, doll. I know you don't have to, but if you get the logic, you're going to look at it and handle it better. Wow, okay. You're like, look, I just want my power back. Kerry, you're just like, I want my power back. Okay, I want to have the whole kitty. I want it now. I want it now. When am I going to get my happy dish? You could be having triggers relating to belief systems. There could be a lot of psychology coming up for you at the minute. You're getting it, right? You're grabbing it, you're getting it, you're dissecting it. I'll tell you, it's because we have Mercury retrograde. We're all doing lobotomies on our belief systems at the moment. You could feel quite cross towards your twin that you feel in there like they're doing things that are inappropriate. Do you know, I had this great chat with a group of people that were in the spiritual community. They were in Telegram, and we had a really candid conversation to do with awakening, spirituality, twin flame path, you name it, we talked about it. And I thought, God, this would make an awesome podcast, which I did. I don't know if he saved it. I'll see if we can actually get a backlink of it, but separately, which I am going to do podcasts. What I can say is coming through, looking at your cards, awakenings are tough, okay, because we have a very fixed belief. It's a little bit like the Matrix, red pill, blue pill. There's no way out of an awakening. Once that process is started, and it can come through yoga, intimacy, meeting your twin, having a shocking event, having their life, near-death experience, you are going through an awakening. So sometimes we get stuck, masculine and feminine, right? You're psychoanalyzing it. You could be embodying a lot of masculine energy at the moment. You also are Aries, right? So initially, you could be struggling through that and feeling very strong opinions. Once you can calm that down and you can shift that onto your Sagittarius study, education, having fun. I wouldn't say climb Mount Everest right now because we're in shadow. You still can be accident prone. What does Mars do? It's in a hurry. It's in Aries. What does Jupiter do? It happens very quickly. You rushing. You're doing things. Now, when you find yourself doing that, what I can suggest is slow down. You're going to need to go fast because the planets are there, but also make time for healing and taking a moment to reflect. Not just to do with your twin, but to do with you and where you're personally at. Because I do feel this person did take an element of your inner divine masculine away. Hi, Vanessa. It's coming back. You're embodying the masculine within your life. If you are wondering, is this person attracted to you? Yes. Okay. Do you want, it's almost like you want the candy shop. Yes, you want the candy shop. Okay. Sacral chakra is activating in you at the minute. You are going to get your happiness. I do feel this is going to be a happy event, but I think it's almost like you overall are very happy. There are times when it comes up and it's going to be tough in the next 2 weeks psychologically. But I think if you roll with it and be open to seeing different perspectives, you may get communication. I'm going to pull a chakra card. But it's almost like we need to move into our high vibe in order to get that coming in. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, look, we might as well do collectively what we can because we've got about, oh God, how many weeks have we got now? We are in the second week recording the video for the third week. This is for the third week. We have till the end of July where we will have, okay, something's coming to an end. But again, family and conditioning, I told you. That's where the transits are at the moment. What should be, what shouldn't be, what family looks like, what parenting looks like, what step parenting looks like. That's shadow work. You're going through the shadow work. You can have communication. Try to not look at all parties as victim consciousness. Look at them as, if we can get to a healthy space that we can look at these circumstances and actually look at each person of having the capacity to have the good, the bad, and the ugly, we'd have a lot more closure a lot quicker. But if we're looking at, what your role is, what their role is, what children's role are, what partners' roles are, and we're too fixed, we're going to get stuck, okay? Waking up at 2 a.m. every morning this week, me too, but that's because I've got a lot to do. I'm leveling up. But overall, you did have the communication card, Kerry, okay? So there is a potential, again, I don't feel it's a negative. I would be careful relating to the individuals that circle that person, which I have suggested, but I do feel this, I feel it could be that person communicating with you. So be open to it. And yeah, see how it goes. But there is communication. You might even just drive past them. Ben, hi Ben, how are you? What do you want to look at? What would you like to look at, Ben? Yeah, well, my Neptune's in Sagittarius, so pray for me. No wonder I study astrology, spirituality, awakenings, and things to that degree. It's like, yeah, you've been through hell, North Node and Scorpio. Yeah, we're going to psychic attack you. You're going to see dead people. Who is this person coming up in your life, Ben? I'm not 100% sure right now, relationship perhaps. Let's see what's coming through for you. You do have a very social month coming up. I can see that. Okay. Is there a person that you haven't seen for a while that you want to meet with? Look, this could be work or this could be friendship-wise, but I feel there's going to be a male energy that you seek advice from. I feel that this could be to do with something that you're wanting to move into, just on the other side of what I think was the spiritual food. Yeah, no joke, right? So I think you have some plans in the mix. Now, okay, Ben, there are two people here. I'm feeling two energies coming through. This can be two, either you're in a relationship, but this is two people. I do feel in your personal life you have a lot of work. I don't know what you're doing, but it feels busy. It feels you're taking on these big, bold challenges. Romantically, this person is very attractive. I do feel there's a potential to go into a connection if you're currently not already. Okay, this one individual they're making reference to, this person does make you nervous. You usually are not nervous. Okay, I'm getting that. Number one is there could be a business deal here. There might be somebody that you're needing to ask advice from. I do feel you've been taking on a lot of roles, but whatever this is, yeah, well, it feels, are they making you nervous? You've got to be careful because I actually see another person coming in. I do feel you've been spreading yourself too thin, right? The person gets you. There is another person though you need to be careful of, because I'm feeling this other person has light hair. I feel that and I feel you're keeping it, you're like, you might not even know, but this feels like a person that's close by and they are quite keen on you. This connection is quite stable, but I do feel overall there's this vibe that you do have a lot going on. I think you're keeping it to yourself. I think this is your method of dealing with things. I don't know why. I was picking kids earlier. Why am I saying 3? Do you have children already? Or are you thinking on that? But I'm saying 3. These don't have to be your DNA kids. They could be, you know, I'm saying 3 kids. 4 children. You got another one coming. That's what I'm hearing. There's a potential. Is there, okay, in reference to 3 kids, is there a particular child that you are concerned about? I'm saying you've got to be careful. There could be another one. You've got to be careful. All right, we've got the sacral chakra. I do see more money coming in. I feel you're able to handle a high level of stress. If there was conflict, it's going to calm down. I'm seeing a potential for another child. I'm also seeing there's a child I'm particularly concerned about. You could be moving their schools or something like that. There's something there that you're worried about. You're trying, probably by the, and it does make sense because we're having the full moon in Sagittarius, which can relate to schools, children, siblings. I don't know why I'm saying tests. I don't know what reference that is to. It feels like there might be some tests that you're looking at. I do feel it's going to resolve. It's a bit stressful at the moment, but I think it's going to calm down. I'm also seeing a new car, and I don't know what that means. I'll leave it at that. Feel free to tell me about the car. But yeah, money-wise, I do see whatever you're doing at the moment, you're in the right direction. You might be burnt out. I'm also seeing a conversation with a male. This could be a father or a father-in-law. But it could be a bank manager, but this feels somebody that you know. You know, getting some advice from a person, but it feels very close by. It could be professional, but again, I am feeling it's more to do with a person actually guiding you in some shape or form. Any questions? Well, I hope that helped. Thank you all for your kind donations. If you want to join the additional super chat we have coming up on Mondays, they are on the website. You can grab your ticket there. You go to the booking page and you join up. Yeah, what do you want to know about the child, doll? What's going on with it? I'm seeing a change in school. There could be something. It was. Yeah, that there could be, look, it could be something to do with wellness, behavior. I feel your concern, whatever the concern is, my guides are saying to me, you're going to find a solution, whatever it is. You're going to get to the root cause of what the situation is. I feel it's taking a lot of your focus. You know, it's on your mind. Let me put it that way. But I do, from what I've seen, it is going to be resolved. I was seeing an appointment. I do feel there's going to, like I said, I do feel there's going to be a solution with the homeschooling our kids, but number 2 has behavioural issues. I think, you know, it really depends. When we look at education styles, which is unique that we did have Mercury retrograde, it was bound to come up, which we did see in the media quite a bit to do with schools, is that what suits one may not suit another. And so for them you know, some people are audio, some people are visual, some people are interactive. So it may be that the way this individual actually, and it depends on their star sign. What star sign is the child, may I ask? Because I know certain star signs, especially, you know, with the astrology relating to children, we've got the North Node and Taurus, Gemini. Yeah. See, Gemini at the moment, because we went through Mercury retrograde, the emotions can be very active. It's almost like the hyperactivity can come through. It's probably good at the moment to look at the diet and shift it about and get a lot more fluid. So it's more clear fluids. It could be food related. So, you know, don't outrule actually talking to a professional when it does come to food and diet. But again, it could be that their needs are just different. But emotionally, could be attention related because we do have transits in Cancer. I'll have to think on that. I'll do some videos. Totally resistant to transition. Take the attention away. Yeah. But yeah, talk to somebody and I can guarantee you'll get a breakthrough, because my guides were saying you are going to be able to work out how to best manage it. But also very highly, you know, the crazy thing, they are very smart. They will get bored very easy. Yeah, so it's I'm getting hyperactivity. It's like their brain is functioning at a very high level. That they need to slow down. Okay, so it might be food and diet, what I'm saying, but it also could be getting it into a very strict, boring routine. But this person has a lot of smarts on them and they're going to get bored easy. So unless they're being fed psychologically, they're going to get up in your grill. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Look, the only other thing you could do is actually, you know, get the physical exercise and maybe turn the energy into exercise. So you do 2 sets, and it could be 1 set for the other 2 kids and 1 set for this one, where it's one-on-one, and then you gradually integrate and you add the other child. But getting outside and maybe adding that curriculum into the everyday life, you know, it could be, hey, we're doing dishes, let's get it that way. So it might be having to look outside the box for that, you know, way of educating, and exercising first thing in the morning so the person can wind down. But I do think you're going to get help. I do think you're going to work it out. Okay. I hope that helped, Ben. It was lovely to meet you. I will chat to you all soon. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you later on in the Members Hub. Take care. Most welcome.